Alright everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video with Fat Phil, and we are doing some initial testing with Darkside Rey. I've got some fights saved that I'll pull up footage later. We won't be able to play music, but you'll be at least able to see the footage there. And then I'm going to do a live fight here with you guys, and we're going to try a different tactic than what I've shown in the other footage. Hopefully just gain some perspective on this character. Still a lot of work to be done. I think in Grand Arena though, Darkside Rey, BDSM Rey, Dominatrix Rey, whatever you want to call her, is going to be a problem as we are fighting in Squad Arena, so Omicron's not turned on. And then I think Territory Wars, though, again, the Ahsoka team, this might not be 100%, because again, Ahsoka does have Territory War Omicrons. But please like and subscribe, comment down below. Let's give a shout out to our channel members, as always, for their continued support. If you're ever interested, that link is down below, along with a link to Discord. Go check it out, guys. Thank you again. And if you're watching this, bear in mind, we will be showing mods, datacrons at the end of the video. Let's get in here. Let's show some footage. Alright, so we're going to go in here, and I still have a minute, so I guess I can do, we're going to be going up here against GAC here. So here are his characters. So he's got a speed set, defense set on Ahsoka, a good bit of armor there, and a lot of speed, 570 speed. Fulcrum Ahsoka Tano is modded for a lot of offense, 12,000, a good amount of health there as well. Padawan Sabine, again, modded for health and offense with a good bit of offense on there. But I think primarily health and then a defense set. Wow, defense actually. So a lot of defense. I didn't notice that before. So a lot of defense on Padawan Sabine. For General Syndulla, looks like there's a little bit of defense, but a good bit of speed on her. And then Ezra is modded for survivability. Looks like a little bit of defense, but primarily just looking at speed and health there. The Datacron is giving them a lot of armor, offense, and critical damage. So a very, very scary fight indeed. We're going to be going with our team. I'm going to do the battle, and then we'll show mods at the end, because I'm going to want to change this team out. I don't want to just leave it in arena. Now, the fights that I will be showing off, darn it! I wonder if this guy's battling him as well. Look, he's trying the same thing. All right. So while he's doing that, we'll go show my mods here real quick. So on Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, got 160,000 health, 571 speed, and 12,500 offense at Relic 8. That is accomplished through using a health primary mods with a lot of offense percent secondaries, good speed, and then a critical damage triangle. On our Kylo Ren, I guess we go to like our first order, right? On Kylo Ren on Mass, we're running a defense set and some health, so we're gaining a little bit of extra armor there. I don't know. I'm trying to debate if the defense is worth it or not. Darkside Rey, we've got 108,000 health, a good amount of speed, and then about 8,600 offense. So not a ton of physical offense. I went with more speed, and I did go with a lot of health. I'm not sure how I'm feeling about that yet. Gotta wait for Grand Arena. Sith Trooper, I haven't touched his mods in forever, so it's a crit damage set, which really isn't great. And then General Hux, again, I haven't touched him in forever. Very slow, with a good bit of tenacity there, just to kind of keep things going there. So we're gonna go ahead, try and do this fight, see if I can get in here now. Oh, all right, he hit GAC, of course. All right, so we're gonna go in and try this against him. I will say this, I will not complete the fight. I will back out. So we're gonna try targeting Ezra first this time. I've been targeting Fulcrum, but I think with advantage, we're going to be able to kind of nullify what Fulcrum can do. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're just going to kind of work through. Yeah, see, look, she can't critically hit us when we've got advantage. So that's what I was kind of going for there, is hopefully try to keep her from critically hitting for a little bit. Obviously, this is never good, because they're just going to dispel a bunch of buffs there. And then hopefully we can go in here, come through with this. So we'll see here, because now, yeah, there we go. See, look, even though she targeted Rey, which is not ideal, we're still in pretty decent shape there. I'm just going to pass out advantage there. All right, and then I do want to get rid of Fulcrum. There we go. Get that assist going. That's great news for us. All right, so we have off balance. So let's get going here. Losing the max health here could be disastrous for us, but we're going to go ahead, use the second special and the assist, and that takes out Ezra Bridger. There we go. This is definitely a much better version, and then we're just going to go ahead and start swiping. We'll build up charge, but I think the swiping is the way to go. Just build up that mastery, get us into another ultimate here. And you do get a lot of ultimate, but there, like, we just killed General Syndulla, so now we're cooking here. This is definitely, I think, the way to go is controlling Ezra over Fulcrum. I was curious if that was the play. And then remember, in Grand Arena, you'd be able to ignore this taunt. So not being able to, we can't ignore the taunt, which is kind of frustrating, but, we'll be all right. So Ahsoka has hit ultimate, and that's why we're kind of, there we go. All right, that's fine. And that's why our cooldowns are all jacked up. I probably should have put this on Sabine there, to be honest. So I'm not overly impressed with Rey's offense yet, but I am wondering if I can boost that, or Sabine, yeah, with Rey's offense, I'm not overly pleased yet, but I also don't have her modded for offense, so there is some of that we've got to take into consideration. So now at this point here, I hope this doesn't kill him. I just want to prove, yeah. So we're doing 148,000 damage. I've got an ultimate. We've got some swiping. We would be able to kill Ahsoka at this point. So I feel pretty good that this team in Grand Arena, I think, will be able to beat them because you are going to be able to hard target Ezra. Now, without our Force user Datacron here, without the extra 15 and 15, this will definitely get a lot more challenging. But again, turn on Omicrons, and I think Darkseid Rey will lift this to a really good place. Now remember, he is using the Fulcrum Datacron, so if there's no Fulcrum present and it's the Ahsoka Tano Datacron, that could be a different situation. I'm also faster than them by 1 speed, I think, here, right? I don't think she's giving out a lot of extra speed. So we are faster than them. Going first, that is definitely an advantage to get an early stun out on the field. But otherwise, I'm pretty happy with that performance here. And so now we're going to pause the music because I'm going to pop open some of my my other footage here that I had. So we're going to pop this open. And I think it was... Is it this? Let's see. Yeah. All right. Let's use the screen capture here. Pop this up. Da-da-da-da-da. Media player. I do apologize for no music, but, it is what it is. All right, so now we're going to play this stuff here. So, yeah, so here you guys will see me targeting Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum. So I was experimenting a little bit with this stuff going on. Again, the biggest thing that I found is I do like passing that turn to Kylo again, and rather than swiping, I have found that I think going with the poke is the best. I have done a couple fights that I didn't record, just kind of testing this stuff out. I do like the first special with Rey because that can critically hit. And then that second special, when we use that later, you guys will see the goal is to get Ezra dead, right? We can get assists with that. So now here you will swipe. And again, you're not going to, even there, look, we ate like crits from GL or from Fulcrum. I bet she's kind of a GL at this point. And then now I'm just going all in on her and trying to kill her. I think if that wasn't Ahsoka over there, I don't know. Thing is, if it wasn't Ahsoka, you'd probably go for Hu Yang or, Sabine. I don't think we could do that to Ezra. But there, see, look, so Ezra dodges that attack right there. Had he not dodged that, he doesn't get out of exile and do all this stuff. So this fight actually is a lot more challenging because he dodges that attack, right? So that is definitely a problem, is if he dodges. But you see, the key here that I found is, I think, controlling Ezra. Again, as you guys will see, I'm not overly impressed with the offense out of Darkseid Rey. But I don't know if that's just my complete lack of it. Like, I have her for an extra 2,000 offense. I mean, it's not like she's a slouch. I mean, she's, that's like 40,000 damage there, which isn't bad. But you compare that to some of the, numbers you're seeing from the Ahsoka team, and it's just crazy. Now here, I don't know if swiping was the answer or if I should have just done the poke. I think the poke might have been smarter there. Again, I feel like the best thing, see here, look, see how Ezra heals up? This is where I think the poke would have been smarter. So normally with Kylo, we're all about swiping, but I think against this particular team, we want to be poking as much as possible. you want to be controlling Ezra. Similar to like the whole, Moff Gideon control the situation. This is control Ezra. The less that we can keep Ezra from doing things, the better off we're going to be. Now, there's a couple of things at play. Remember, Darkseid Rey juices the amount of health that these two guys get, but this team can also remove turn meter with stagger. So whenever they're removing turn meter, that's giving us extra max health, and then when we have advantage, we can't be critically hit. So that is a super, super nice thing there. And again, you can see the fracture and stuff. That's allowing like Kylo Ren unmasked. You guys can see, look how much damage he's getting on his, when he's healing back up. He's healing for like 50,000 damage per instance. So sure, Sabine's hitting him for 200k, but GL Ahsoka doesn't have that much offense, and that's what's allowing him to just stay alive. And so at this point, then you guys will see we're just going to start whittling away. And again, we're not going to climb here. Like, I'm not climbing against GAC, so I will forfeit out. But I get to a point where I feel confident that I can, win, right? So you guys will see, there we go. We get rid of them. So now I'm going to move this up to 2 times speed. Just to kind of, you saw the first fight, and then we'll go into the second one here. So these guys, we survive with just the, there. Go ahead, go in here. Again, mods, everything is the same on these teams that I showed before. So this time, again, still targeting Fulcrum and poking twice. I think that first double poke is super important just to help you kind of move through. Get those sacks of siphon up and running. Obviously, the more siphon you have, the better, right? And then you're just trying to get to, I'm just kind of racing to Kylo's first ultimate. So there we go. We kill Ezra, and then boom, hit our ultimate here. And then this is the second special with, so there we don't get the special actually because Ezra gets to isolate. So again, just kind of another completely different situation. And think, in Grand Arena, we would be able to ignore taunts, so we would be able to get after Ahsoka. Right, so you can see very, very different situation here in terms of, who's died, who's still alive. And I'm just trying to see if I can get Rey out there. So we didn't really get to use her much there, but she's just helping us kind of stay alive here. So there, look at that. I mean, Sabine just destroys. Sabine is, super deadly on this team. So it is nice, though, when they've got, like, going after Kylo there, this is a bit of that RNG. You just got to get lucky sometimes that they're going to target the one dude that you want. Like, they can't damage him, so they may as well target him. So there we go. We took Ezra out. And I think, again, that's kind of a key that I've noticed is getting Ezra out. And then if you can try to get to Sabine, that's just, she's so, so annoying here. So there we get her out. And again, you guys can see, even though the clock is kind of winding down, we're still in pretty good place here. And then at this point, you just want to swipe, right? Now we're swiping. The poke is really good for those characters that can't be stunned. But, for the characters that, once we're here, I'll build it back up there, and then I'm just showing there. We hit for 300k, and then I'm going to, at this point, we'd win, right? Kylo is inevitable in this, right? And again, we're going to go into the mods here as I kind of narrate more, but Kylo's inevitable. Once you get him to that point, he's not losing that fight because he's got so much max health from Darkseid Rey. His offense is so high, it's just almost a slam dunk. It's a shoe-in. It's super easy. So yeah, I absolutely think that this team is rock solid. I think in Grand Arena, it's going to be a force to be reckoned with. Again, as I think about the team in terms of territory wars, kind of countering GL Ahsoka, I think there's another conversation that has to happen because she will have some Omicrons active that won't be there for Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, as I get the music back up here. And then I also would say that, once certain datacrons go away, we'll have a better perspective on, what to expect out of this team, right? So I'm going to put my General or Jedi Master Kenobi team back in. I'm not ready to test this on, I'll say, I'm not ready to test this on a, this wouldn't be a real test. So I'll let Arnold do the rest, but I thought I would at least get this one out for you guys because I think this was pretty cool. So hopefully you guys appreciate this video. Hopefully you guys appreciate me kind of taking a chance here doing some battles, you know, spending even some refreshes to get this done. Like, subscribe, comment. I love you all. May the Force be with you, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, my friends.